Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to show you 5 ways to list on eBay fast. Alright, so I just finished my photo shoot. I turned everything off. I'm going to remove this lanyard. This is what I use to carry the phone with me so that I don't lose it. If you guys want one, it's going to be linked below. I highly recommend it. Now I'm going to take my photos, go to the office, and show you exactly how this works. Let's get something out of the way fast. Listing sucks. Nobody ever wants to do it. All people want to do is they want to go shop at the thrift stores, they want to go to estate sales, they want to go to wherever they buy their favorite product, which is fun. I get it. But eventually, you're going to have to put that online so that it does sell. And I hate doing it, but I do it all the time religiously. Why? Because that's the only way to make money on eBay. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to use this first listing process as a training tool. I'm going to go super slow so I can give you all my tips and tricks and reasoning behind why I do what I do. The subsequent ones are going to be super fast so you can see them in real time. Let's start here. The first way I'm about to show you is called the sell similar method, but from somebody else's listing. All you're doing is borrowing other people's information. Somebody else has listed this before, has sold it or not sold it, but you're borrowing that information and inputting it into your own draft. That's it. Let's check it out. Okay, let's get the party started. Let's go to the search bar. And we're going to punch in the item that we need. In this case, it's going to be the Remington Green Fleece Vest. We click search, and then we wait till these come up. These are all active listings, not sold listings. What we want is sold listings. We scroll to the bottom, or almost to the bottom. We click sold completed items, and these are the ones that have sold already. The reason you want to use the sold versus the active only is that the active may work, like the titles may work, but the sold, for some reason or other, it caught either the eBay algorithm's attention or your customer's attention, and you know they have worked. Once we find an item that is closest to ours, we click there, and then we wait till it comes up. We scroll to the bottom. We're like, okay, that one looks pretty good. We click sell now, and then wait till this comes up. After it comes up, we grab all of our pictures and we drag them in. While those pictures are loading, you have to look at your custom SKU label because you're going to need it. In this case, it's going to be 0831. We're going to scroll down, go to custom label SKU. We punch in 0831 and then the date and then the cost of goods. This is what I do. You don't have to do this. You can use whatever other method you want, but I always use the custom SKU label for my inventory. And then I use the date that I first listed it on and then the cost of goods. That way everything is at my fingertips when I need to see it. If I ever go to revise listing, I can view all this information so that I'm not looking through an Excel sheet or papers or receipts or whatever. This is easier. Once we're done with the custom SKU label, we go up to the title and we make sure that everything is correct, or the size is correct, or the color is correct, or anything else. Whatever you want to include or remove, you do it now. In this case, I'm going to put L for large because it doesn't have to say large. And then I'm going to add poly because it wasn't cotton poly, it was only poly. You copy the entire title, and you want to copy the entire title because we're going to use it down below in the description. Here we looked at item category. Make sure that it is in the right category. You look at size, you look at color, you look at as many things as you can. In this case, the material was wrong. We removed cotton because it was only poly. And then we go down in the country manufacturer. I'm going to remove China because nobody wants Chinese product. Nobody gives a shit that it's made in China. If it was made in the US, if it was made in Italy, Spain, another country that is not China, you would leave it on there. We keep going, scroll down, scroll down. We go to item condition. Here in item condition, you're going to pick whatever condition the item is in. In this case, it's going to be pre-owned. I type in COND and you'll see why. Once I type in COND, a shortcut comes up and then I click enter. All it does is it says in good pre-owned condition, see pics. If you guys want to see how I did that shortcut, I have a video that is going to be linked down below. Then we scroll down to description. We're going to do the same thing here. First, we paste the title that we copied from earlier. I type in DESC, which is description, and then I paste in the shortcut. It's the same thing I did earlier, but it's in a longer format, or it says other things. Then we keep scrolling down. We choose a price. In this case, I'm going to choose $19.99. And then I'm going to allow offers because I allow offers on almost everything in my store. Then here is a huge one. If you don't have shipping policies set up yet, you should set them up because it's a lot faster for you to list if you have shipping policies. If you didn't have the shipping policies, then you would have to click a bunch of other buttons and put in measurements and do other things that are necessary. But if you have the shipping policies, it makes it way faster, so I do recommend them. Click the appropriate one. In my case, it's going to be $8.99, and then I keep scrolling down, and then I'm going to go to the promoted listings. I promote all of my clothing at 10.1%. That's what I promote. You can promote it whatever you want. And do I recommend promoted listings? Yes, I do. Always promote all listings. That's what eBay wants. And if you don't do it, they're going to kick your ass down to the end of the list. And that's not what you want. After that, we go all the way to the bottom and we click Save for Later. I click Save for Later because I want everything put into drafts first before I submit to list item. You can just list item for sure, no problem. But if you wait towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you why it is very important to create drafts. It makes everything else a lot faster. What you just saw was sell similar from another seller. But what if you already have an item that is very similar or even the same item already in your store? Why not just use your own active listing? That's what we're going to do right now. And the reason we do that is because a lot of the times when you go thrifting, you buy the same shirt a bunch of times. Like for example, if you bought one Tommy Bahama shirt and there's 4 of them, you're probably going to pick up all 4. So you do the listing once and now you can reuse it for yourself because you do trust yourself, right? More than you trust someone else. And the listing is already going to be set up the way you like it. So now we're going to use our own active listings to make a new listing for that new product. Let's go. Okay, now let's do this in real time. We go to listings, we go to active. Once it comes up, we go to enter value. We got to put in whatever we need. And if you notice on the right-hand side, there's a FootJoy polo. That's what I'm looking for. So I put in FootJoy. I look at that polo, go to the drop-down, go to sell similar. Once it comes up, the first thing you're going to need to do is discard all the old pictures because it does come up with the listing. You're going to go to remove all. Now I highlight all the pictures that I need, which are the new polo. Drag them in. While they're being dragged in, I'm going to look at the SKU label, 0833. I'm going to go down to custom SKU label, put 0833, change the date. In this case, it's going to be 7/10/24. And I still paid $4, which is the cost of goods. So it's all good to go. Now I'm going to make sure that this is a medium. I need to change all the colors. In this case, I'm going to remove the lime green because it's not lime green. I put in the appropriate information and make sure that it is as full as you can get it. Once that is all done, like you see, I'm checking out again. Is it made in a certain place? Is it poly? Is it spandex? I need to know all that information because once I scroll away from here, I don't want to come back. Once this is all done, there was a small mistake right there. We got to fix it. Put stretch, copy the title, keep going down, make sure that it is put in the right category. In this case, it is because it was mine, so I did it right the first time. I changed the color, keep scrolling down, make sure that that is all correct. If it's short sleeve, it's short sleeve. If it's relaxed, if it's poly, whatever the case, keep going down. For the most part, I know that this is all correct. It is pre-owned, so I don't need to change the condition, but I do need to delete all that, put in the new title, put in the description, change the price. In this case, it's going to be $14.99. Allow the offers, keep going down. I check my shipping policy, which should already be there. And then I go all the way down and I change my ad rate to 10.1. Keep going down and I click Save for Later as a draft. That's it. What you just saw was sell similar from active listing. Active listings are great because you tend to buy the same products all the time when you can find them. And why? Because if it sells once, it's going to sell again. So if you see FootJoy and it's been selling for you, you're going to always pick it up. So most of the time, you're going to have active listings. That is one of the best ways to list quickly. Now we're going to do the paid and shipped. Paid and shipped is also awesome because you know it already sold once, right? Maybe you don't have it active anymore, but paid and shipped stays in your system for 90 days. After the 90 days, you might not be able to pull the information, but if it's within the 90 days, you can just do the sell similar and do the same process. Let's check it out. All right, from this screen, we go up here, drop down, go to orders, paid shipped. Now that you go into the paid and shipped, you look for whatever you need to look for. In this case, it's going to be Tommy. I'm going to look for Tommy Bahama, the best one. The first one was all linen, and that's not what I'm selling. I'm selling a silk one. So I want the closest one possible so I can change the least amount. In this case, it's going to be the silk one, right? So we remove all the pictures. We highlight all the new pictures. We drag them in. While that is happening, like always, we look at the SKU label. The SKU label is 0830. We go down to the custom SKU label. We change that to 0830. We put in the date. And then the cost of goods is still $4. For the most part, I almost always pay $4. Then we go to the title. We change anything that we need to change. In this case, it's going to be long sleeve, not short sleeve. What else do I need to change? Still same shirt, men's silk yellow. It's not yellow, but I added floral because it is a very good key term. After I add all that, make sure I change the size to medium. It's not yellow. It's going to be a different color. In this case, I change it to white. And it's not 100% silk. This was a blend. So I put silk blend. Then I copy the listing. This, where it says list faster, it's really cool because you can just click whatever is necessary there and it'll fill it in for you. You keep going down, make sure the categories are correct, sizes are correct. Everything else that you see has to be correct. I do this quickly because I am so used to listing that it goes super fast. Look at this. It's cotton silk blend. So I click silk, cotton blend, and silk blend. All those. I go to pre-owned. It's already done for me. I copy right here, remove all that, and I paste the new title. I keep going down, go to the price, change the price to, let's see, $26.99 should be good. I go down, the allow offers is already turned on. Go to the shipping policy, it's $8.99. That's what I charge for clothing. And I go to my promoted ad, which was 10.1, and I save for later. That's it. Using paid and shipped is a great way to do your listings. And the reason is because you already know they sold. So that means that the title and everything that you did into that listing worked for eBay. So why not use it again? Now this next one, we're gonna list from copy draft. This is the reason why I said, you know what? Instead of list item quickly, just leave it as a draft because we're gonna use that draft bank to make other drafts, and this is way faster. Check it out. Now we're gonna make a new listing from the copy. All we gotta do is look for whatever it is that we need. In this case, it's gonna be the Moondog shirt because I bought 3 of them and they're all the same size and just the colors change and the patterns change. We go to create copy. Once the copy is created, we go to resume draft. We need to get into this listing. Once we get into the listing, all we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the SKU label, which is 0829. We drag in the photos, and while the photos are loading, we can go to the bottom, change the SKU label, 0829. We change the date, but in this case, I'm doing it the same day, so it stays the same. Now we go to the title and change anything that we need to change. In this case, it's gonna be the colors, it's gonna be the size, it's gonna be the patterns. Whatever you need to do to the title, that's pretty much all you're gonna change. What happens is that a lot of the times when we're at thrift stores, we find the same shirt in the same size, but in different colors, and we pick them all up. So this is why copy drafts is so important. We look at all the categories, make sure that they're all the same, make sure that they all work. And if everything's good, we keep going down. We go to the condition, and this is gonna be the same condition. Then we go to the description, we copy or we paste the title that we copied at the top. The price is the same, offers are still turned on. The policy is the same, the shipping policy is the same, and then the promoted listings is always, for me, is always 10.1, and then we save for later, and that's it. That was freaking hella fast. And there it is. That was a great way to create a listing from a draft. That is probably the easiest way to do it because, like I said, a lot of the times you go to the thrift store and you find 5 polo shirts and they're all basically the same. They're all short sleeve, they're all buttoned down, they just have different patterns or different colors or even different sizes. But a lot of the times you find all larges because the same dude or the same woman took the same items at the same time and the thrift store just puts them out. So you grab all of them. That's usually what happens. That's why listing from drafts is so important because it is super fast and you change very little. This last one that I'm going to show you, almost no one uses, but it is there for you if you need it. It is create listing from zero. This is from scratch. You're not borrowing anybody's information. You're going to start it from the beginning, from scratch, and you're going to build the entire thing. It's still very fast, but it's going to take a little longer than the other ones. Let's check it out. All right, from this screen, we go to listings. We go to create listing, and then wait till it comes up. You type in as much info as possible from here. We're going to put in denim flowers, Ricky Singh, long sleeve, and then it's a shirt, men's medium, blue, floral, geo, as in geometric pattern. We go to search, and then we go to pre-owned. And the AI is going to give us as much info, or is going to fill in as much info as possible. We grab our pictures, we drag them in, we look at our SKU label. The SKU label was 0832. We put that in along with the date and the cost of goods. It's $4. We look at the title and there's only 69 characters. That means that we need to fill it up as best as possible. So I add something like button down. In this case, it's going to be button DNGO because down is not really a key term. But in any case, I still use it. I copy the listing. I click as many of those as possible so it can be easier as soon as I go down. I make sure that it's in the right category. I look at the brand. So I punch in the brand, Denim and Flower, Ricky Singh. Using Ricky Singh is really good, by the way, because it is what people are looking for. So make sure you do that. We choose size type, which is regular. The size in this case is going to be medium. Is it long sleeve? Or you know what? I wanted to make sure there was medium, right? In case you don't second guess yourself. Long sleeve, floral. We're going to use button closure. Whatever else you want to click from here, but don't go all crazy. You don't have to click everything. Just things that might be necessary or might set you apart from somebody else. Like slim is definitely a good one. People want to know if it's slim fit or regular fit or custom fit or whatever. Now we go to spread collar. We keep going down. We go to pre-owned. Here I'm going to punch in my shortcut, COND, type it in. I paste my title. I type in DESC for the shortcut, put that in. Then I go to the price, $15.99. Keep going down, allow offers, keep going down. Choose my shipping policy. In this case, it's going to be clothing for $8.99. I go to promoted listings, 10.1, and keep going all the way down. Save for later. And look at that. Even this way is still hella fast. As you saw in the video, all the time codes are there. And these are not fake, they're not sped up. This is real time. That's how fast you can list if you're listing slow. I know that listing, a lot of people get all frustrated and they want to make a big circus of it. They want to make a big deal like, oh my God, it's listing, it takes forever. Like, it doesn't have to take forever. It doesn't. Now, one thing I didn't do here and I didn't mention is that there was no research done on any of this. That's also going to take you a little bit more time because if you don't know what your product costs, if you don't know anything about the product, then it's going to take you 1, 2, or 3 more minutes to do some research on that product. But since I already knew my product and I already have a long list of these types of products, that's why it became a lot faster. And that's it. What did you think? That was pretty fast, right? I gave you all 5 ways to list because almost everybody shows you one way, sell similar from somebody else's, but I wanted to give you options. There's always options and there's always ways to do it better. Now, you don't have to use all of them, especially not the last one, the create listing. Almost nobody uses it, but it's there if you need it. It's always better to have as much info as possible so that you can become better, so that you can have an edge on the competition. And this is the best way that I can give you an edge over everybody else. I hope this information makes you become more productive and in turn make a lot more money. To keep supporting the channel, you can always buy a t-shirt, a hat, or logo sticker from the store below. And you can become a member of the Resellutions Posse and enjoy perks like member shoutouts, advanced video viewing, and live streams for less than the cost of gas station coffee. Also want to give a big shout out to my VIPs and a what's up to Ali, our newest member of the Posse. As always, give this video a like, share this with anybody that needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss awesome videos like this. See you in the next one. Peace! And cheers. So good. So good. It is so late. The f***ing editing is going to be a nightmare.